Hi, I'm Connor and welcome to E100. If you're new to us, if you're new to E100, we're glad that you decided to join us and take this journey with us. Like anything, it's important to begin the habit. When you're going to do something like this, when you're going to try to read through the Bible, it's important that you take those first steps. And a lot of times those first steps can be hard steps to take. Just like any runner in a race, you know, the pace you set and the attitude going into it is going to affect your overall outcome. So like that, we're trying, and what E100 does is it allows you to take those first steps in a good way, start off on a good foot. A lot of times when people read through the Bible, they get to the Old Testament and they get caught up on some of the books, some of the chapters that are a little bit harder to read, names they can't pronounce, things like that. What E100 does is it isolates the critical verses in the Old Testament, isolates the stories that are intriguing, the stories that are meaningful. And it pulls those out, and that's what it highlights. So that as you read through the Old Testament, it skips some of the things that for a first-time reader or for someone who's unfamiliar with those texts might be cumbersome or too much, and it brings to light the stories that are important and significant for someone who has gone to church their entire life, or even for someone who's never stepped foot into a church door. And so what we're doing here with E100 is we're trying to get you into the habit of reading that Bible every day and opening that Bible up and reading God's Word. What we have here in this first section of E100 is going to be Genesis, and it's going to go all the way through Judges. So it's going to be a lot of the story of kind of the formation of Israel, God electing His chosen group, and kind of His continued faithfulness throughout to that group, whether it be through Abraham, whether it be through Joseph, whether it be through Moses. We're going to see a lot of the different ways that God comes amongst His people, comes around His people, protects them, and delivers them. And you're going to get to see a lot of God's grace, you're going to get to see a lot of God's glory, and you're going to get to see the plan of God really unfold before your eyes. It's an exciting time in the Bible. It's some excitement that a lot of times gets lost in the midst of other texts. And the great thing of E100 is the way that it brings out the things that are good, the things that are meaningful, and the things that are going to help you. So as we begin this race, as we begin this journey, as we step into the first section, the first quarter of this text, of this, the first 25 days, I hope that you stick with it. I hope that you start this habit. Maybe as a family you can do this together. But as you begin this journey, remember that the pace you start is going to greatly affect your outcome. So let's begin on the right foot. Let's begin well. Let's begin strong.